So I'm making this because I think that giving yourself a B12 injection at home can be a little intimidating. So I just want to show the process of how I've been doing it. I've been doing it for about a year. And I'd also like to share that for whatever reason, the experience that I've had with B12 injections has been kind of unique. So if anyone else is having this experience, I actually have to give myself B12 injections every 2 weeks, and I also have to take a liquid oral supplement along with that daily. So in case anyone is having trouble getting their B12 levels up, that is something that I do. So feel free to ask me any questions if you like for clarification, but this is just what's been working for me in terms of at-home injections. Okay, so here we have 2 alcohol swabs, the B12 liquid, a Band-Aid of choice. I have a little circular one, and a 25 gauge needle. So you're going to take your B12 vial and open up your alcohol swab. And then you're going to pop the top off of the vial, and you're just going to clean the top with the alcohol swab. Then you take your syringe, 25 gauge, open that up. And one thing that I like to do is I like to tighten to the left the needle on top of the syringe, because if it's loose, B12 liquid can leak out. So just make sure that's tight. That's the 1 millimeter mark. So we're just going to pull back on the syringe there. Pop off the top there. Now you're going to push that air into the vial. This is how my primary care physician taught me how to do it. And now you're going to pull back. And now this can be a little tricky, so I'm just going to pause right here. Something that I want to explain is that when you're trying to get the B12 liquid out of the vial, your needle, the top of the needle, may be in a spot where it's like an air pocket, and so you might wonder, like, why isn't there B12 liquid coming out? So what you can do is when you're doing this, you can hold it up to the light, either like natural light or a light in your house, and you'll be able to see where the head of the needle is, and just look and make sure, like, is the needle in liquid or is it in air in the vial? And just keep pulling it down so that it's in the liquid, and then the liquid should come out pretty easily. So now you're going to put the needle back with the cap, and just be careful. Do this slowly. Mind your fingers. And then what you want to do is you want to just push some of the B12 liquid up so it comes up the top of the needle. This helps get rid of air pockets. And another thing that just my primary care physician taught me. And the next thing would be to check for air bubbles in your syringe. See a little one there. You can just flick them until they go away. Now mine is looking a little messy today. Sorry about that. I think it's me trying to be hyper vigilant filming this video. But it's okay if there's some spillage of B12 liquid. It's not a big deal. Okay, so here we go with the actual injection of the B12, the self-injection at home. Yes, you can see my tripod hanging out there. So the first thing that we're going to do is just clean the area with your second alcohol swab. And I don't really find that the B12 injection hurts. You just want to make sure that the alcohol is completely dry before you give yourself an injection. And I'm showing you like how I really dry that alcohol on my leg, because it can sting if the needle goes in with wet alcohol. So just make sure that's really dry. And then what I'm showing you now is the position of the leg if your muscles, if your leg is at like a 90 degrees and your muscles are tight, I think it can hurt a lot more. But if your muscles kind of relaxed, in between, like somewhere at like a 45, like not too relaxed, but I'm just trying to show you this like exact place that I feel like is good. It's like not completely smushed against the chair, but also not like a 90-degree tense muscle. I feel like that really helps with the injection. This injection I did today while I was filming didn't hurt at all. So here what I'm doing is I'm just pulling the skin apart and then I'm scratching the surface of my skin to distract. And I'm just putting that needle in right next to it, and I'm not feeling anything. You just go directly straight in, and I'm scratching with my left hand, and I really didn't feel anything. Now I'm just pushing the B12 liquid in all the way. The needle's gonna go pretty much all the way into the leg. You can leave a little bit of the needle out. You'll see there's a little bit of B12 on my leg. That's just because I had some on the needle, which isn't like a huge deal. And then I'm just gonna put my little Band-Aid on. There you go. Painless. Pretty good.